Hey everyone. So a lot of people have actually asked me. I'm right now in Portland, Oregon, just hiking, just a little bit of nature time, I guess. But a lot of people have asked me the same question: are boot camps worth the investment? Now, let me first start by saying I teach at a boot camp, and I've been teaching for a boot camp for quite a while now. But before that, I was doing iOS development and web development and .NET development and native iOS, all those sorts of things. But the question everybody asks me, since I'm a bootcamp instructor, is: are bootcamp worth the investment? So the answer is twofold. I believe truly that they are worth the investments. All right. Now, it's boot camps are not magical or anything like that. If you are going to the boot camp and just sitting on not doing anything and not doing any work, then it's like taking a membership at gym and then not putting in the effort and then wondering that why didn't I lose weight, or why didn't I gain the muscle? Why didn't I reach the goal? So for me, I mean, I've been teaching for a long time, and I've trained like hundreds of developers, and some of the developers are working at Apple and LinkedIn and JP Morgan Chase and big companies. They all put in the effort. They were passionate about development, and they put in the effort. Now, when you're choosing a bootcamp, the most important thing for you to look at is the instructor. All right. So look at the resume of the instructor and Google the instructor. Obviously, if the instructor is like 2 years of experience and the person just got out of college with only 2 years of real world experience, that's not really good enough. So what you need is you need people with more experience and relatively in different fields like .NET or iOS or Android, and look at their online, if they have online training videos or Udemy or YouTube, or if they do conference talks, because an instructor can be really good, but if the instructor doesn't really know how to teach, that's going to be a big problem, right? Another question is that, do you have to go to bootcamp? Can't I do it alone? I mean, some people do it alone on solo, just watching YouTube videos. That's perfectly fine. But usually what happens is that when you get stuck, you kind of give up at that point. An experienced bootcamp instructor will tell you that there are multiple ways of accomplishing the same thing. What are the best possible routes of achieving the solution? So all of those things, you can do that by going to the bootcamp, and you get a very kind of like a community feel, like a collaborative environment, which you cannot really do or get by working on a solo project. And I mean like working in a group, like physical groups. A person in your group, in your team, will be sitting right next to you. So those are all the things that you can actually get from a physical bootcamp. All right. Now, obviously, if you're not that kind of a person who can keep up with the pace, or if you're that kind of a person who's like relaxed and kind of like person who just like things to be fed with a spoon, that might not be you might not be the person for the bootcamp, because bootcamps are fast-paced. Software development bootcamps are fast-paced, and you have to learn and then keep up the pace. So it's an analogy that I always give is, it's kind of like you're swimming in water. In a bootcamp, it's kind of like you're drowning in water, and as soon as you go up to take a breather, you're again drowned in the water with new information, which is great. I mean, you're getting a lot of information in relatively very short amount of time. So in 4 months, or 12 weeks to 16 weeks, you're getting a lot of information, and that is very, very important. So the first thing you need to check is the instructor that who's going to be teaching you. Is that great? Is the instructor flexible, dynamic, meaning sometimes new technologies come out, and if you're teaching kind of like old stuff, that may not be relevant. So you have to also see that if the instructor is teaching you new stuff. And I mean, at least that's what I do. I mean, I teach React Native now, I'm teaching Flutter in the next semester, a little bit of maybe machine learning and kind of stuff, but mainly full stack development, obviously. All right. So I hope I have answered a couple of questions for you. Hard work is obviously necessary. There's no replacement for hard work. You have to work very, very hard. And I'm a strict instructor, so I don't really like to give answers. I have a rule: I don't really touch your keyboard. I want you to give at least 30-45 minutes of pure struggle time for you, so that you can learn. That will be the deep learning phase where you are going to learn, and you're going to find the problems or solutions. So that is very, very important for me, at least. But then if you don't find the answer, obviously, in 30-45 minutes, then come to me. I'll give you a hint how to look for the answer. all right? So those are all the different things, but don't expect that just because you're in a bootcamp you'll become like a software developer. It takes a lot of hard work. I mean, I have people who were working 10, 12, 15 hours. I mean, they were very, very hardworking people, and they were always working on their side projects also, all right? Having said that, I also believe that you should take time to take care of your health. So when I'm teaching, I'm not only teaching about technology, which is very important, but I'm also teaching about the soft skill, which is equally as important as technology. All right, so do a research on your instructor, do a research on, what they teach and what kind of topics they cover. So all of them will be very, very helpful. If you do have any questions, write it in the YouTube comments and I'll answer it. So thank you, and hopefully that will give you some idea of bootcamp and different things that happen at bootcamp, and hopefully you'll be able to select your bootcamp. All right, thank you. Bye.